Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my NHL 20 franchise mode here in the state of hockey. If you haven't watched the last episode, I suggest you watch it for a little bit of clarity. At the draft, we officially begun our rebuild / retool of this team. But when I was reading through the comments, as I'm pretty sure Owen in the future edited the video to put that comment up at the beginning of this video, it said, I'm thinking that if you don't win the Stanley Cup in the next 3 years, then the next time you do win is the last episode. And, well, this franchise mode would end in 2044 if I'm not mistaken. So we really don't have much more time, but I think the next time we win the Stanley Cup is when the series is over. Now I know it said 3 years, but I think that gave me a little bit of, I don't know. It made me think that would be a really climactic way to end this series with a Stanley Cup. And I think the next time we win the Stanley Cup number 7, is the last time we play this franchise mode. Now, I don't know if I'm going to sim to the end of this franchise mode for career totals and everything. If I do have time, I will do that, but the plan right now is to win the Stanley Cup number 7. Now, if you haven't watched the last video, I'm just going to say it again. Before you say, where did all these players go? Watch the draft. I know it's a longer episode, but I suggest you watch it to see what went down. And this video, I think we're going to get a little bit of regular season simulating done. Now, you might be wondering, where's Pietrangelo and Francis and Brandt Clarke? They're gone. We traded our 3 best players away at the draft. Our top defenseman, the best player in the NHL, Anthony Francis, and a future Hall of Famer, and Alexei Pietrangelo. We traded them away. And you might be saying, oh, that's unrealistic. The best player ever, Wayne Gretzky, was traded away. So anything is possible in the NHL. We have $43 million in cap space. I know that seems like a lot, but realistically, that's only enough to get back a few key players. But the good news is we are still a very competitive team. I'm looking at my roster right now on the sheet that I have right in front of me. And we're still a damn good team. Our defense is looking strong. Our offense, we could use a second-line right winger. If we have the money available, we're going to go out into free agency and we're going to pick up something hefty. We want to win Stanley Cup. We want to win the Stanley Cup. I know a lot of you are excited for the next franchise mode. The next franchise modes, yes, I know I keep saying that. That is the plan. The Custom League. I know, if you're here, Custom League is one of the franchise modes. If you don't recall me discussing that a while back, it was in a video a long time ago, but it was a channel update in April, if I'm not mistaken. But we gotta get stuff done here in free agency, and if you didn't watch the last episode, please watch it. We traded away so much, but we got a lot back. We got picks. I see now we can use those picks to maybe go offer sheet somebody in free agency, right? I'm not sure. We can do a lot of things. We have the ability to. We got 3 firsts for Anthony Francis and Hobson, a third-line center. We got stuff done. We did a lot. And I know it sucks that we lost arguably our 3 best players in our franchise. What did I just offer Pickard that contract? Oh, that's an easy contract to move. I'm not worried about that, really. We can move that. Just, I gotta remind myself. That's me not paying attention. But, you know, this franchise mode is coming to an end. Merkley, get off the squad. What is this, episode 116? That's a lot. I know that's like 40 episodes less than Columbus. But we've gotten a lot of we've done a lot of things in this franchise mode. And the plan is to finish out on top, and if we can't do that, I think we have like a 3-year window to get this thing done. Now let's pay attention. I know I've talked a lot about what's happened, and if you want to see what happened, please just go watch it. The draft, it was a phenomenal video to record, very emotional. We got a lot of stuff done, but we are still a President's Trophy contender. We are still a Stanley Cup contender. Our defense is phenomenal. It might even be better now. Here's hoping, but let's pay a little bit of little attention to our free agents or a re-signed face. So Hood, we acquired at the trade deadline, wants $2.5 million. We have a bunch of prospects coming up from the AHL. So I think we don't need him. We don't need to spend the money on him. Chistov, he was great. Wants $1.1 million. He could be a fourth-line center for us, but now I'm thinking, well, we have... Let's look at the AHL. Let's look at the AHL. Main roster, then you got Hedman, you got Della Rovera. Got a lot of guys there. But Chistov, that's a cheap contract. That's a really, really cheap contract. I'd like to bring him on. He was really good, so I'm going to give him the $1.1 million contract for 1 year. That's a great contract to give. Wallstrom, we don't need. We brought him on to make trades work. Same with Power, we don't need him. And then Bissonnette and Harry Parrish. The only big contracts we have to give this year, other than DeAndre Moore, are defensemen. So we have to lock down the defensive core. So Harry Parrish is probably our best defenseman right now. So where did my phone go? I have to pull up my calculator now. He wants 7 years. It's whatever. This franchise mode will be over, or it'll be about over. I'm not sure. So 13.425 times 0.85. Now, this will really help us out if these guys take a little bit off their salaries. Now, I'll give him 12. I'll give him straight up $12 million over 7 years. But if they fight with me, it's going to make this a whole lot harder. But Bissonnette's been great. I know he's kind of fallen off. He's kind of become that middle-of-the-pack defenseman, but he's still really good. He's won a bunch of Stanley Cups with us. He might have... he's won a lot. I want to say 4 Stanley Cups with us, around there, but it's a big contract to give up for a second-pairing defenseman, but defensemen in this franchise mode are worth a whole lot more than they are in just a regular franchise mode. So 8.050. That's a pretty big raise, but I'll give him flat $7 million over the next 4 years. I hope he takes that. Now, our RFA is a guy that we acquired straight up for Brandt Clark. Or not straight up, there was a few minor players going each way, but he's been good with Columbus. Now, if Columbus is where we traded Petrangelov and Brandt Clark, so I hope Columbus goes out there and wins a Stanley Cup. But he's going to ask for a boatload of money. We'll see if he wants to take a little bit of a cut. 11 point. Yeah, this is just a lot of math we're doing at this point in time, but I'm hoping that a lot of these guys take a cut for us would mean the world to us. So 10, I'll give him $10 million over 8 years, easily worth it. But we have to simulate a day and see who comes back, because this is very important. Chistov, sign that deal, that's good for us. Prince, okay. McFumbles, okay, all these guys I'm not too worried about. Bissonnette rejects the dollar value. Making it hard for me, guys. I just want to go out, get these players back, maybe find something in free agency, but if you don't want to come back to the squad, man, you're making it hard for me. Harry Parrish is going to reject the dollar value. Thank you, Harry. Oh, man, you're making it really hard for me. Oh, my God, all these guys rejecting their... Seriously, guys? Really? 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 You're really going to do that? Olas, we don't need Olas. Oh, my God, really, guys? You're really going to do that? Della Rovera, I'll give... Well, we have $42 million left to work with. I'll give him a $1 million contract. I'm fine with that, but... if we're doing the math here, I'll give Harry Parrish, if we go down to 13, save us a bit of money, please, just please take your contracts. Please. And you go down to 10.8. Come on, guys. Sign your contracts. Appreciate it, Della. Okay, Harry Parrish signs the contract. Niemi signs the contract. Good. So we are currently left with $20 million. Now, Bissonnette is probably somebody that I want to bring back to hold down that second pairing. We also have to bring back DeAndre Moore. Now, here's the question. Since this franchise mode isn't going to be much longer, do we give this guy a top-tier contract when it doesn't matter what the overall of your goaltender is? Right? I'm going to qualify him. I'm going to qualify DeAndre Moore right now. We still have Spencer Knight. Not sure if I want to bring him back. We got a bunch of goaltenders down here. If we want to make trades, we'll make trades. But if you don't know, goaltender overall doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how they perform in the play. It does not matter. It doesn't matter. We could have an 84 overall goaltender for $2 million that performs the exact same way. That's all we really need. Maybe we can get more assets out of him. Or he takes an abridged deal. Nothing too special. But I'm fine with that for this second. But now we have to deal... Do we wait on Bissonnette? He's going to ask for a boatload of money in free agency anyways. We can wait on DeAndre Moore. So that's $8 million. We can get Bissonnette down to, if we can get him down to 7.7 for 4 years, I'm okay with that. Simulate a day. Signs that contract. So we have $13 million to work with. If we hold off on DeAndre Moore and we wait for a cheap goaltender in free agency, because goaltender contracts are never hefty in free agency. You can usually get an 84 overall for around $2 million. That's what I've noticed. I think we made the right decision here. I think we're going to wait on DeAndre Moore. We can get a bunch of assets for him anyways. He's an RFA. I don't really care. He did just come off of a few awards. William M. Jennings, Vezina. Spencer Knight. Do we bring Spencer Knight back? I think we're going to wait on Spencer Knight. I know he's a beauty, but I'm just going to wait on him. We're going to get to free agency. I know there's a few coaches now. I know I discussed once Francis and Pietrangelo ago we would discuss coaches, but I think right now our coaches are pretty much set. Jamison Wellwood is a top-tier coach. He has, what, a 50 overall team fit? I think that's just because of, since we've got to I might change coaches going into next season. That is definitely something we might do, but as the associate coach, I'll give him associate money. Yeah, coaches might change because of how different our squad looks. But I'm fine with changing coaches. If I need to, I will. That's not much of a problem for us. If this coach doesn't want to come back, then we'll just find a replacement. And this AHL coach, yeah, we'll give him whatever money. If he wants it, he wants it. Good. Give him that contract. But if they don't want their money, then we ain't gonna give it to them. If they don't want to take that money, then it's whatever. Dantas signed his DeSantis signed his contract, ends. So good. So hire staff. I'm not worried about scouts. I can do that off screen if I really feel like it. But free agency. Is there a top tier player out here that we can spend some money on? Right wingers seem to be few and far between. You got Jack Hughes. What a beauty. Is he right-handed? No, he's a lefty. Rasmus Sandin. New Hook would be a pretty solid player. I mean, you could put... Well... We have $13 million to work with. Not the best free agency class. Who's the best right winger? 82 overall. Wow, that's not good for us, but... There's some decent players out here that we can bring on. We're going to have to bring on one or two. But how about goaltending? So you got Wallstead, you got Carcillo, 84. See, then you got an 83 overall Volpatti at $1 million. And then we can go out and get a stud of a forward, right? We don't necessarily need DeAndre Moore. Then we can trade DeAndre Moore. If there's somebody on the block, we can go out and get somebody. You got Gryba, who is a former player of ours, but you got... There's some goalies out here. There are some goalies that we can pick up easily. Like, they're not worth a whole bunch of money. Right? I mean, I think that might be the right decision. I think that's the right decision to make at this point in time. Is there any prospects here? You got Thorson, nothing super interesting, but we're gonna go to the trade block. If there's something for DeAndre Moore, then we're gonna pull that trigger, right? I think that's a right thing to do right now. We got Boston's pick next year. Ooh, Boston might be a bad team next year. We could get a top tier player. You never know. DeAndre Moore, is there anything out there for you? Connor McMichael, former Minnesota Wild. Okay. Ooh, Leanin from, okay, Lucas Raymond, Turcotte. There's some players out here. There's some players. Let's go on the block. Let's go. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Nope. Come on. Here we go. We also have to trade Picard. I have to remember to trade Picard because that's an extra $2 million of cap space. Why did I do that? It's because I was talking and not paying attention, Owen. That's why, obviously. Skaters matching the block. Okay, this team's looking a lot different, but I know we're a good team. I know we're a good team. I know we are. Okay, so Anaheim, nothing. Arizona, nothing. Boston, nothing. Oh, hello there. 85 overall. He was scouted on the offensive third line. He's a righty. He could work on the second line. How's his stats? How has he performed the last little bit? Not a bad player. We could pick him up. That's a cheap player we could easily pick up. We trade them a medium elite goaltender. So Buffalo. I gotta write that down. Buffalo. Write that down. I'll come back to it. We gotta be smart here. We have to be diligent. We have to be precise. Oh, Sullivan. He's not too bad. $2.5 million. Second line forward sniper. Well, not the worst player. I don't like him too much. Kind of had the one good season. Probably went out because of morale, but Leanin, probably don't want to trade with the enemy in Colorado. That's just me. Okay, Detroit has nothing. Edmonton has nothing. Florida has nothing. LA has nothing. Montreal has really nothing. Letty, well, I mean, we get that cheap forward, we could even retain DeAndre Moore, right? Quentin Byfield, not a bad player, but he doesn't really fit on the squad as it is. Fleischmann, nope, nothing here, boys, nothing. Can we find a stud? Give me a stud. Hagos. No, that's a lot of money to spend. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I want to be I want to be smart, and we want to get cheap contracts so we have room to move, right? You got a center in Stempniak, Kip Stempniak. Not bad, not bad. It's not a bad player. Not a bad player, but we already have Chistov, who kind of plays the same role. We got Weidman. We don't really need centers. Don't really need centers. So Buffalo's really the team that I'm looking at right now. Buffalo. You got Price. I know he probably will drop in overall. It's only a 1-year contract, but that's a cheap contract to bring on. How about we give you... Who was the contract that we gave? I gotta make sure. Picard. I think it was Picard. Picard right there. You can take Picard. You can have whatever you want. You want a medium elite goaltender. You want Solus, who I don't think is going to turn into anything super special. You can have Falk. You want Falk. Get that trade done. We'll even bring on something from... they have anything else on the block? Well, they got Pierre-Luc Dubois. Hold on. We gotta be smart here. Pierre-Luc Dubois. That's a lot of money to bring on anyway, so we'll just take a pick from Buffalo. Take your second. Would that get it done? Trade accepted. Thank you for that player. Appreciate it very, very much. Lefty. He could definitely work on the squad. where I'm not sure where, but I mean, he might work. He might work. That's just a player just to have, right? So we traded away that contract. We have $14 million in cap space. We can retain DeAndre Moore. DeAndre Moore is a good goalie. DeAndre Moore is not a bad goalie. He's not a bad goalie. He's not. He's not a bad goalie. And there's nothing really out there that I'm super confident in trading for or signing. There's no, I mean, Stranges isn't a bad player, but would he even fit on this team? I'm not sure. Tyler Chokington. Newhook is pretty solid. He's an offensive powerhouse. He could work on the second line if you move Newman in. If you could play this guy in the first line with Hadar and Toby Kahn, move Newman down to the second, it could work. That's a pretty decent contract. For $7 million, no teams are interested in him right now. Or we just... I think Newhook might be the player to go for right here. I think he's an 86, he's an 87 overall at 36 years of age, right? So 7 gives us about $7 million. DeAndre Moore maybe signs a contract. Yeah, I'll straight up just give him. Or do we get... I'm going to wait on DeAndre Moore. I'm going to get DeAndre Moore back and then figure it out. Because we just got that Price kid, right? So we have to be diligent. We have to be smart. But DeAndre Moore, we can always trade DeAndre Moore away if need be, right? It's not too much of a problem. Now he wants $9 million. Thank you so much for screwing me. Really, really appreciate it, dude. 4.25... $8 million. Please take a deal. Please, for the love of God, take a deal if you want to stay competitive, man. Please take a deal. Make it easy for me. Please, please, man. Please, please. We're going to have to advance a few days. No, I don't want your stupid players, Vegas. Come on. Sign this deal, DeAndre. Make it easy for me, man. Oh, he's going to make it friggin' hard. You're going to make... Well, what's the point? Do we retain him until the next season? He's really going to make it... He's going to make it that difficult for us. He's going to make it... He's not even worth that dollar value as it is. We could go out and get a $7 million cheaper goalie and, like, Campagna, who was pretty good last year. We could go out and get one of these guys, right? Overall, a goaltender overall really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And it looks like the majority of the goaltenders that I was looking at are gone. But I really don't feel like dishing out the cash on DeAndre Moore. I really don't feel like dishing out. I really don't. I really don't, but he's been good. But he's also been propped up by a really good team. Spencer Knight's still here? It doesn't look like it. I mean, these are some pretty good goaltenders. Really good goaltenders. And it doesn't matter what overall your goaltender is. If you just go out there and win with one of these guys, depends on how they play during the playoffs, right? Right? This guy might be solid. As a backup situation, we're not sure. I don't really want to go with Zykov. He doesn't seem to be the best as it is right now. Winkler doesn't seem to be too bad. I really don't feel like dishing out that cash on DeAndre Moore. Really don't feel like it. When we could go out and trade him potentially for something pretty big. Is that all that's left here in free agency? Really? I mean, Willie Meckland, is there a righty here? No, that doesn't seem to be a righty. Stussel? Power, Krebs, Cantor, Castles, $6 million. You know what? We might as well. Are any teams really interested in him? No. We can sign him, I guess, and then look for something else. We might not be the best offensive team because we look how much we just lost, right? But we can still go out there and I'll give him $9 million if he wants that straight up. If he doesn't take that, I'll throw him right into the sun. But that means I want a backup, and I want a good backup, because Zykov, you should never go with 2 young guys in net. It rarely ever works. And then we can dish out a contract to like Hartikkanen. He could be he's pretty old. Well, no. How about Olsen? Why are there, they're stars. You don't know about their stars anyways. 2.5, we give him, I'm fine with giving him this contract. $2 million over 2 years. That contract should easily work. So let's sim a few days. I'm not even sure if I'm going to get any simulating done this episode. I think I'm just going to make sure this roster is set up. Olsen signs a contract. DeAndre Moore, it's up to you right now. Sign the contract, man. DeAndre Moore signs the contract. So we got our goaltenders situated. Now, let's talk about coaching. I like Wellwood. Jamison Wellwood has been phenomenal his entire career. 6 Stanley Cups, 14 straight President's Trophies, over 1,000 wins. He's got a great win percentage, right? He's a really good goaltender. He's not a good goaltender. What am I on? He's a really good coach. But I'm not sure if he's going to be the coach heading in next year, because he doesn't like Toby Kahn. He likes Newman and Grossman, Hadar. We can wait until the start of next... You know what? I think I'm going to do something. I'm going to simulate to the start of next season. I'm going to get my roster set up, and then I'm going to ask a few questions to myself and see if we're still up to snuff. I think that's the right thing to do. So give me a few seconds. So I have found myself in yet another conundrum, and that has to do with the coaching. And we're still a great team, even with the morale changes and the line chemistry. And you might be saying, what the hell, Owen, what's going on? And I think it's finally time we change the coaches. I think it's time. I can do all this, I can change the lines and everything, but it's just not looking pretty anymore. So I think right now, it's time to change the coaches. And I was messing around with it a little bit. I was messing around. But I want us to be a good team. We're not going to be a good team right out of the gate. We might suck this year. We could be pretty mediocre this year. But I think right now, the best thing to do is change up our coaches so we can continue to compete. Because with Wellwood, yes, I demoted him just because I could. The coaches right now are just not working. So I'm going to I'll demote him to the associate coach. We need to have... Okay, I gotta promote. Well, I'll promote you, interim NHL head coach, and I have to figure this out quickly. Or not quickly. I have as much time in the world as I need. But the forward coaches are just not working anymore. We're not that team anymore. Our first line's phenomenal. Our second line's pretty good. But I want to go for more of a generalist. Stajan or Henrique, whatever you want to say. Their team fit is 60%. Wellwood was 52 at the time. And we were just winning games outright because... And I lost my Wi-Fi connection. Yippee. Not like I need it. But these balanced coaches seem better than everybody else. You got a defensive coach, but I don't know if we should be more defensive. 62% scheme fit. I'm not sure which one would work better. I want to go for a balanced coach right now. For right now, let's go with Stajan. I want to see NHL head coach. We'll give him a contract. No need to interview him. That process sucks anyways. We'll give him whatever money he really feels like. We'll give him 4 point... I didn't need... Oh, God damn it, Owen. Really? Oh my God, let me go. Why? Seriously? Love of God, let me go. Please. I don't want to be in here. Why does this... This sucks so much. There's no need for this. There's no need for this, EA. There's no need for this. There's no need for this. Please let me go. Thank you. Goodbye. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, that sucked. EA, please fix your game. Please fix your game. Please fix your game. Please. Please. So we'll give him $5 million. That sound fine? That sound fine to me. $5 million, offer contract. See if he takes it. Now, I don't know if that's going to kick... Well, I don't know. Would that let him... No, I should have... Damn it. I should... I'm so bad at this game. I suck at this game so much. I should have offered him an associate coach position. We'll sim a few days, see if it works. I don't even know if it's gonna work. Stage it. Oh, he signed it. Go. Sick. Sick. Okay, let's see if that fixes things up a bit. As the head coach of this squad, stage end, and you got this, Ellington. It might work. It might work. Let's see if it works. Because we can change our associate coach if we need to. Okay, it changes things up a bit for us. Okay, maybe we go that guy right there. -1. Well, that's better. All around, we're looking better right now. How's defense? Oh, for love of God. The one thing I really liked about Wellwood was that defense was never a problem. We could go him here. This is a problem. This is a problem for us. Well, we have a bit of cap space to work with, if need be. But man, oh man, I always gotta make it difficult for myself. See, we do have Wellwood still, if I want to bring him back on. But maybe we go. Okay, that would fix things up. Kip Reed there, Kreider. We're still looking like a really good squad. We're still looking like a really good team. Like, first line's gonna be great this year. We could even go Kreider on the first line will be fine. Defense shouldn't be too much of a problem to figure out. I mean, even if they are, that's one thing I really liked about Wellwood. Hold on, I'm gonna bring Wellwood up. I'm gonna bring, maybe that'll change. No, it won't change. Will it change? I don't know if it'll change anything at all. Let's bring him up anyways. So we're gonna drop. We're going to. Oh God. Oh God. Okay, we're going to. I just want to try something out. We're gonna fire you. I'm gonna promote you to NHL associate coach and figure it out. I'm just trying things out. This is a whole different process for us. I said I was gonna simulate this episode, and I lied. We've gotten we're too deep. We're already too deep into this episode. Will that change defense up a bit? Nah, it won't, so Tremblay looks to not be working, and Perez don't seem to be working. Maybe if we go this Clem dude, I might have to do this off camera. But Clem, would he work? No, nothing's working. So what is he like? Player preference, pinch, hold a line. Well, Grossman. Well, see, this is just making everything more difficult. This is just making everything more. Is there anybody in free agency? Anybody in free agency? I'm just trying here, folks. I'm trying anything I can to get this team to look more pretty. More pretty? Prettier. Oh, my phone's going off. Yippee. Somebody texted me? Oh my God, stop. Leave me alone. I don't have friends. Latinen. Maybe somebody in the AHL would work? I'm trying here, folks. I am trying my absolute best to get this team to work. I said we're gonna struggle for a bit, but we have a crap ton of picks to make this team work very soon. We can make this, we can rebuild this team, and we're keeping Wellwood on just until this team is more offensively present. We're in between right now. Maybe Madonna would work. I'm not sure. Would he? He might work. He might work. He might work. Let's bring him up. Let's bring him up. Let's see. Let's see if it works. Let's see. AHL, I'll deal with that off camera. I don't really care about that at this very moment in time. But Clem, get off. Madano, welcome to the squad. Let's see if you're any different. No. Okay, so I hate this. I hate this game. What? Why? What? Oh, I hate this. You know what? I'm gonna do this off screen. I'm gonna get this team all figured out. But offense is looking nice. Special teams should be fine. I'm gonna get this team looking really pretty. But for right now, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all your support. We're gonna be at 600 subscribers very soon. And if you got through this episode, I appreciate the support, because this is just one of those episodes where we're just growing pains. Growing pains is the exact word. Is the right word, right? Thank you guys so much. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.